This inverter right now is connected to the battery, okay? It's not doing any output because I have my breaker off over there for the power for the load, okay? But I was just like resetting them like I told you. And I'm looking at this, that is connected to the battery. All my other inverters are off. The breakers are off. So there's no power go to the other inverters. And all the solar panels the breakers are off too, okay? Let me show you something here. Here where I'm touching, those are the contacts of the wires coming from the solar panels, okay? And when you take a look here, there's voltage here of 292.1, and I'm okay with that. But let me show you something else. When I connect to the side where it goes to the inverter, there's supposed to be no voltage, okay? There's supposed to be no voltage because, like I said, the switch is stopping the power. But take a look at this. 88.88. That's what I'm getting. These inverters are feeding power back to my solar panels. Okay, so that means these inverters are feeding power at night, during the day. So they're feeding power back. They're feeding power back to the solar panels. This is crazy. That's the purpose of these breakers, for me to stop the power from going through. So explain that to me, because I can see these inverters being real unstable. I'm thinking firmware, wiring, and everything, but I already done everything. I checked all my wires. I rewire everything. I put thicker cables. I don't know what else to do. But now that I can see this, and this is, when I was erasing every single one of these units, and I was reprogramming them, the parameters, I noticed this. They're feeding power back when the solar panels are off. Okay? Explain that to me. I don't think that's normal. Okay? So I'm gonna send this video to you, that way you can see it. But like I said, look at that, 88.8. That is the power that the inverter is sending back to my solar panels. Solar panels supposed to be putting right now almost 300 volts, but this voltage is actually going back. Okay, and I noticed on the other one it was 54. This one is 88. It's crazy. So that means every single one of these inverters is actually draining the power from my batteries and sending it back to the solar panels. I don't know if you have a tech support, somebody that can tell you, okay, this is normal, but I don't think this is normal. I've been using inverters. I never had this issue. By the way, the inverters that I've been using, they don't have an integrated charge controller. Okay, so they don't feed back. Anyway, I'll stop the video. That way I can share with you. Thank you. Bye. First I was confused, because I'm using the software here on my PC, and I can see here the PV input, the solar panels doing an input to the inverters. But I said, wait a minute, all my breakers are off. There's no power coming from the solar panels. And look at this, it's showing voltage. And earlier, what it was doing, it was 54.4 going down to 0. And you already noticed on the one that I was just showing you, it shows like 88 volts. Some other ones, they actually drop down and they go up. This is crazy. But all these inverters, they're feeding back to the solar panels. So when I have the inverter on, even at night or on a cloudy day, these are sending power back. These are sending power back to my solar panels. These are leaking power. These are draining my batteries. It's just crazy. My other inverter doesn't do that. I've been using the other inverters for months. I don't have that issue. But they don't have an integrated charge controller. The charge controllers, they're not integrated with the inverters. They're separate. It's an old school inverter, and my charge controllers, they're small charge controllers, like 60 amps or whatever, They're not like these big ones, but these things are feeding power back. I don't know if that can be the problem that I'm having, that I'm so unstable and not able to stay working during the day or at night. At night, it turns down several times. During the day, it's just crazy, you know. Now I have my inverters, you know, my solar panel generating a lot of power, but what's happening is fighting for the power to go in because there's power feeding back from the inverters. And they shut down. And now they're shutting down several times a day. I need you guys to tell me if this is normal, but this is not normal to me. My other inverter, I turn it on, and I can keep it for days, for weeks without shutting down. And these things now they're shutting down so many times, it's crazy. So anyway, I'm gonna share this video with you guys. But this is just crazy. Look at the power, 54.3. There's no power going in. The breaker's off. Why does it show 54.3, sometimes 54.4, 54.1? Look at that, it's showing voltage. Where's that voltage coming from? It's feeding back from the inverter to the input of the solar panels. Something's not right here. And every single inverter is doing that. I mean, I already checked 2, and I can see it's doing the same thing. I'm gonna check all of them and see what's going on. Thank you. Bye.